through the newspapers, smartphone, television, and computers. We're exposed to the latest news around the world, and often take social commentary for granted. But on second thought, you'll find that, unknowingly, the way we realize and know the world is designed by other people who choose what we know. The world we see is covered with a veil. After some thought, I think we should try to change our way of thinking and the way we face the world, to live in a conscious way. By coincidence, I watched a TED Talk, and the title is "The First Secret of Design is Noticing." And the speaker is Tony Fadell, who is the originator of the iPod. I found that the element of design corresponds to the idea I want to grasp. And in the following part, I'm going to introduce this TED Talk. As human beings, we have limited brain power. And so our brains encode our daily routine in habit. And so we can free up space to learning things. And it's a process called habituation. And it's the most basic ways as humans we learn. Habituation isn't always bad, like driving. If you're habituated, you won't look at every single object outside. Driving will start to become fun and second nature. But sometimes habituation isn't good. If it stops us from fixing and noticing the problems, well, that's really bad. Just like a little sticker on the apple. Before you eat an apple, we have to dig at it with our nails, damaging the flesh, and then throw out that sticker. You just want to eat a piece of fruit, then you feel upset. You just want to dive in. By the 10th time, you start to accept it, then you just start peeling the label off. And by the 100th time, at least for me, I become numb to it. But for designers, innovators, and entrepreneurs, they not just notice those things, but also further and try to fix them. Mary Anderson is a good example. In 1902 in New York, she was traveling. It was a cold, wet, and snowy day. And she was warm inside a streetcar. As she was going to her destination, she noticed the driver opening the window to clean off the snow so he could drive safely. When he opened the window, though, he let all this cold, wet air inside, making all the passengers miserable. Now, probably, most of those passengers just don't. It's a fact of life. He has got to open the window to clean it. That's just how it is. But Mary didn't. Mary thought, what if the driver could actually clean the windshield from the inside so that he could stay safe and drive, and the passengers could actually stay warm? So he picked up her sketchbook right then and began drawing what became the world's first windshield wiper. That's the invisible problem, not just the obvious problem. we should try to see the world the way it really is, not the way we think it is. It's easy to solve a problem that almost everyone sees, but it is hard to solve a problem that almost no one sees. So, before we can notice invisible problem all around us and work out ways to solve the problems, we need to find habituation first. And there are 3 tips to tell you how to find it. First, look broader. When you're tackling a problem, sometimes there are a lot of steps that lead up that problem, and sometimes a lot of steps after it. If you can take a step back and look broader, maybe you can change some of those boxes before the problem. Maybe you can combine them. Maybe you can remove them altogether to make that better. Second, look closer. If we focus on those tiny details, we may not see, and we look at them as we say, are those important, or is that the way we have always do it? Maybe that's a way to get rid of those. And the third is think younger. So the more we are exposed to something, the most we get used to it. But kids haven't been long enough to get used to those things. And so when they run into problems, they immediately try to solve them. And sometimes they find a way, and that way really is better. We all saw the world more clearly when we saw them for the first time, before a lifetime of habits got in the way. Our challenge is to get back there, to feel that frustration, to see those little details, to look broader, look closer, and to think younger so we can stay beginners. From this TED Talk, I conclude the most important point that a speaker wants to tell me is getting out of the stereotype. It's consistent with my first part. In this world, we are provided with a variety of information. We should keep skeptical and do critical thinking. So we can refuse the information designed by other people who choose what we know. We still can diversify the sources from which we get information to keep our life in perspective, to live in a conscious way. Take following news, for example, let's watch a film first.
各位先进，中国国民党是国父孙中山先生所创建，是个具有100年历史的光荣政党。他创立了中华民国，带领人民打赢8年的抗战，带领台湾走出殖民地的悲情。
Okay, so in the film, it is obvious that Ms. Hong said Kuomintang led the country to win victory in 8-year fight against the Japanese. However, some of the media report that Ms. Hong said it is Sun Zhongshan led the country to win victory and even poke fun at Ms. Hong because they thought she made a terrible mistake. Meanwhile, other media try to discover the truth and condemn the story which didn't correspond to the historical facts. This event has taught us a precious lesson. Obtaining information from different sources have a better understanding of the world. Tony Fadell applies the skill of noticing to our material world. But I think if we can do our thinking in the same way, we will benefit more. We should try to seek out the motivation behind what we have been accustomed to. This idea is just like a passage in a book called 百年思索, which is written by 龙应台. She says, 我的兴趣不再是直接的批评，而在于你给我一个东西、一个事件、一个现象，我希望知道这个事件在更大的坐标里面，横的跟纵的，它到底是在哪个位置上？在我遇到这个横的跟纵的坐标之前，对不起，我不敢对这个事情做出批判。Some persons once asked me why we have to bother so much noticing everything in our life. I gave it some thought, and my answer is, today, we are more free than ever from the old media gatekeeper who used to control the flow of information. In view of this, we, in addition to valuing the freedom of being exposed to diverse information, should see everything in its right perspective, so that what we have perceived is more likely to be loyal to the fact than before. Our challenge is to wake up each day and ask ourselves, how can I keep the world in right perspective? Thank you, everyone.
好，一样我们就 follow 上一场的主持风格，请各位先给回馈，如果没有就多给主回馈，有吗？有没有想要提问或其他的方法呢？或者是说我们问一个问题，大家对刚刚他所分享的哪一个片段、哪一句话、哪一个音乐、哪一个梗最有印象？我对国民党那个梗最有印象。我终于能够体会为什么政治人物说话都要一而再再而三重复了。中国国民党是由中华民，是由国父所创建的。中国国民党领导，他如果多讲几个中国国民党，可能就没事了，对不对 ？OK， 有没有给意见的？没有的话，我们就尽快哦。来，同学你先。
You have very good pronunciation and you have a very good speech, but I want to see more about yourself. What does this video innovate you to do something? Do you do anything about yourself from the video? Do you do anything to break out your stereotype of others? I want to see more about that. You truly have very good speech. Thanks.
Sorry, may I use Chinese to answer your question? Okay. 所以你的意思是说，关于我自己，我有做了些什么？对，我觉得这是一种思维模式的改变。当我们今天在面对的是一个这样子的世界，资讯爆炸的世界，当我们看到一个媒体告诉我们一件事情的时候，我们必须要保持一种中立的态度。张龙应台讲说，他不会直接去做批判，而是我可能会去看更多家的媒体，因为我知道这些资讯可能都是他们筛选过，想要告诉我们，所以我会去看更多家媒体告诉我不同的观点，让我知道检视点全貌之后，我再去做出评判，或者是我再接收这个讯息到我的脑袋。我认为这是一种，或许不是我自己双手做出什么改变，而是一种思维模式，一种严谨态。
好，还有吗？给回馈是很重要的训练哦。我们发现大部分都是由老师给回馈，同学很少给回馈。谢谢你，至少刚刚进来之后，你已经回馈很多次了。有没有其他同学要挑战看看？来，
我是针对简报部分，就是容易台那一页，我觉得可以整段记录下来，是只抓重点就好。就是对啊，因为我做比较靠近，所以应该看得比较清楚，就是怕后面会就是看得比较不好。
好， OK， 我这边主要听到的是它的英文咬字很清楚。它有移动双脚移动，它有使用双脚移动法则。走过来，虽然一直看，虽然有在看这个，但没有关系。当他走到这边的时候，我就想他走到这边要干嘛？他很快的又走回去了，他有吸引到我，想要看一下。他有手势，有动作，很明显的，他可以用手势来消除他的紧张。那他有一个习惯性动作，可以再多一点点改变。什么习惯性动作呢？就是这个样子，我现在给你看。这个动作可以再加一点点什么？各位，再加一点点这样的东西。你有看出来有差什么地方吗？对，就是多一点眼神接触。他的抬起头来是为了要证明其实我没有永远都在看稿，而不是真的为了要做眼神接触。但其实跟观众的眼神接触是很重要的。再来，我很喜欢中国国民党那一段，我本来是想问你怎么修正，后来我就自己讲。最后，我觉得他整个主轴有一件事情很重要，就是 the problem. What is the important problems? The key is that no one sees that. 没有人看到问题是很重要的问题。譬如说，最近有一个同学去收集大西洋的垃圾。有人知道 ？OK， 我们是看到那个 tape 才知道，原来他做了这么伟大的事情。你现在在做的事情，将来会很伟大。谢谢你。那我们稍微休息一下，稍微等一下，下一组请准备，谢谢。